All right. Hello, everyone. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Pretty good.
What's up?
Good.
It's a privilege and an honor to present to you on today. If we could even call it a presentation, but I will be just introducing myself, but then jumping into some specifics about what I do and the industry that I'm involved in. Of course, my name is Rohamed Sims. I am a State Farm agent. I've been an agent almost 4 years now. December 1st will be 4 years. So, ha 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 ha. We're excited about that. Yes. Any business that can last over 2 to 3 years, beyond the 5 year point, and we're still doing good, is a successful business, and you're surviving, especially in the midst of COVID. So, as a State Farm agent, there's a lot of things that we can do, and we serve specific purposes as far as protecting what is most important to our customers, whether it's a home, a business, life insurance, medical insurance, Blue Cross Blue Shield. We do that as well as a company. We also have done banking in the past. So banking has been a huge part of our business as well. Some changes are happening right now, but we also do banking. So anything within the financial service spectrum is really what you want to think of when you're talking about being a part of the insurance game, if you will, right? So it's a part of being in the huge perspective in the financial field, the financial realm. Insurance and financial services is just not about protecting and car insurance. You know, you see the commercials with what's the basketball players' names? It's several of them right now. Right now it's CP3. He's on there, but like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. You know, that's the jingle. Everybody can sing that. If we can unmic everybody, if I were to say like a good neighbor, everybody would see State Farm is there, because you
State
know.
Farm is there.
There you go. Mario know it, but you know the jingle. And so State Farm has been around a very, very, very long time. And the company, we're still in the number one slot as far as auto insurance is concerned. We carry a lot of number ones, so I won't dwell on that much. But how I got involved in insurance was I was working with youth at a certain point. And so I just needed a change. I wanted a change. And insurance, I met someone who was already doing insurance, and I began to work for her because I really wanted to venture into a different field, one that I could sort of set my own ceiling. And it's really that simple. You can make as much as you can sell. Have anybody ever sold a candy bar, or you sold any sort of products? You know, the more you sell, the more money you make, right? And so the same thing with insurance. It's really about getting out there, talking to people, discussing what's most important to them, discussing if they're a homeowner, how much insurance they will need and how to protect those pieces of property. If it's life insurance, discussing how much life insurance they might need for their family members in the event that they should pass away. What type of death benefit do they need, or would they like to have for their family or for their loved ones? All of us, wave at me if you've ever experienced a loss in your family where someone has passed away. Yep, I see some hands. And sometimes the person did not have life insurance in place, and everybody had to collect monies to bury that person. Unfortunately, we've been witnessing a lot of death during the COVID-19, but life insurance has been a key element to the insurance business and to the customers, of course, during this time, because a lot of families don't have it, right? A lot of people do not have it. And everyone, if you're living, if you're breathing, and you're alive and you can see me, you should have some sort of life insurance in place for your parents or for yourself or what have you. Something should be in place, just because, again, what we do as insurance agents is that we help you protect what matters most to you, and our futures are vitally important, right? So the life insurance is key. It's a key element in protecting your future investments, whether it's a home or a business or a car or college for students, right? If someone passes away, then that life insurance element will allow them the financial stability to continue life. Okay, so that's key. The key element is life insurance. Of course, you already know. That's why I jumped straight to life insurance, because you already know we do auto insurance, right? And we do all of the homeowners insurance and the business insurance. Um, and then of course the major medical insurance. But our day is comprised of talking with people from all different walks of life, all different economic backgrounds. It doesn't matter. And we're trying to make sure that they are properly insured. And State Farm being the number one insurer in America, you know, you see us everywhere. You see us on television. You see us on NBA, NFL, right? Where you pretty much will see our name anywhere. And the reason being is because a lot of people don't take the life insurance as important as they should. So we have to have a lot of serious conversations with our customers or with prospects who are looking for insurance. And it's fun. It's fun to help people. Is anybody who really want to help people protect yourself or protect their family, this is a great industry to get into, because you're going to be talking to a lot of people and you're going to give them information that they would not know about if it had not been for you. So a lot of people think that, oh, okay, I'll just get the cheapest insurance, right? But cheap is not always good, right? You get what you pay for. And so you want to make sure that you are, you know, getting the right proper protection for your family, your friends, and your community. And so we also do a lot of community events. State Farm is everywhere. We have a lot of different community events, back to school events, summer events. And so we run the gamut. I mean, it's a $1 billion company. And so we've got a lot of stake in the communities and what we can do for you. So I think I'm talking a little too much, but I'm ready for any questions or anything specifically that you might want to ask me.
So I kind of want to start off by asking, how does insurance actually work from like the first stage of the process to, I guess, when the person getting the insurance
Awesome.
gets it?
Yeah.
How does it all work, like the entire process?
That's a great question, Mario. Very good question. So from the initial conversation with the person, right? You're talking to them, or they may call in or email in, right? They let's just talk car insurance. We'll talk car insurance because everybody typically will be using a car at a certain point. So they may call us or we talk to them. We get all of their information. So we gather every piece of information that's needed to provide them with what is called a quote. So that quote is a breakdown of coverages that they'll need for that particular automobile. Okay. And so that's your driver's license number. That's the year, make, and model of the car. Maybe sometimes a VIN number might be will be needed, right? And then we ask them what type of coverage they would like to have on the car, and then we make a professional recommendation. Okay, because a lot of times people don't see the insurance office or the agent as a professional environment. It's just like the doctor's office. Like you go in there, you say, "Hey, I'm feeling a little pain over here. I need to feel better in this area," and the doctor tells you what you should do to feel better. We are in the same game, right? A customer comes to us and they say, "Hey, I have X, Y, and Z. What do I do? How do I protect it?" And we advise them. So the quoting and the conversation process is very similar. So we ask them all the questions, we get all the information we could possibly get, and then we provide them with what's called a quote. And in the quote, they'll have the year, make, and model of their car. It'll have all the information they gave us, but then it'll also actually give them a cost. So that it takes them from the conversation to the quote to the cost. And once they say, let's just fast forward a little bit and say yes, they say, yeah, I want that. I want that insurance for my 2020 Bentley, right? So they'll say, okay, fine. This is how much it's going to cost per month. So let's pay that. You pay that. They pay that amount, and then technically we are contractually bound. An insurance company is bound to a promise, and I think that really ties in what your question is. So how does it work? It's a promise. It's a promise that you're going to pay us to protect your valuables. And if anything happens to your valuables, then we're going to either repair or replace your valuables. So it's a promise. It's a contractual promise between a business and an individual who's paying for protection, right? So it's almost like you got this bodyguard, if you will, walking around with you. You like, hey, I got insurance. You ride around, you don't have to worry about it. The people who worry are the ones without insurance driving around the streets, and it's a lot of people, right? They're riding dirty, if you will. So you don't want to be that person. You want to be contractually bound to a legitimate company that's going to protect you and protect your valuables in the event that something happens. And then let's say something happens. Now you call us and you say, hey, Mr. State Farm agent, Mr. Sims, hey, I got in an accident. Someone hit me, or I hit someone, and now it's our responsibility to help you resolve this issue, right? If it is, especially if it's your fault, then we have to take responsibility, not just for your car, but for the other person's car as well. Does that make sense? Now, if it's the other person's responsibility, or they're at fault and they have insurance, it becomes their company's responsibility to take care of you. So they're contractually bound to another company potentially. Does that make sense? And
Yeah.
so that's in essence, and that's the same in life insurance, God forbid, but we are not all going to live forever. When someone transitions, the person, their beneficiary calls us and they say, hey, listen, they're no longer with us, unfortunately. This is the situation, here's the facts, and now it's our responsibility to do what we said we would do. And that's how we became number one, is because we handled those situations more seamless than any other company around. I'm not trying to make y'all State Farm agents, but I am trying to tell you that if you're thinking about it, you may want to think about jumping in State Farm's boat, because we've been around. We're a grassroots company, and yeah, that's enough for that.
Mm-hmm.
Did I answer your question, Mario?
Yeah, that was pretty well said.
Okay, all right, perfect. Long as you got it. Any other questions?
I have a question.
I have a question.
Sure, Makai.
Okay.
You can go ahead.
Makai,
Okay.
I'm
Makai.
Makai. I said it right the first time. Hey.
Yeah. Can't second guess yourself. Okay. So in a business, how could State Farm help you in your business? Like if I want to be an entrepreneur, how can I use State Farm to help with my business?
So technically, and I just want to make sure I understand the question correctly, right? So if you want to be in business for any type of business, the State Farm could help you insure and protect that business, right? Because we do business insurance. So we do a lot of grocery stores, boutiques, barbershops, beauty salons. I mean, dentist offices, we do a lot. So State Farm can help you protect it. So we'll provide you protection for that. And if you just, like myself, you want to be a business owner, you're not really sure what type of business you want to go in, then State Farm can assist you in becoming a business owner. And that's how I got here, right? And I was in the class with, I think, like a 21-year-old. She was 21. She'd never been over a business at all, but she was just on point like that, where they gave her her own office. And I was going to give you all just a little quick tour of my office in a second before we got off. But yes, yeah, so those are a couple ways that State Farm can help you. Does that answer your question? Okay.
Yeah, so like it'll kind of like they'll give you like a loan.
Okay, so as far as loans, business loans, they will if you become a State Farm agent. Yeah, they will assist you with that, right? So they will help you become great, if you will, in State Farm. They'll walk you through the process. They'll train you. They'll even potentially help you get a loan with them so that you'll have some finances to help you along the way. So it's a really good package. Now, as any business outside of that, State Farm won't do that. They won't give you any business loans, small business loans. And just right now, recently, State Farm has combined with U.S. Bank. And so State Farm Bank is being dissolved and becoming, I guess, a subsidiary or a partner with U.S. Bank. So all of our banking customers that we normally do banking products with are going to U.S. Bank. Yeah. Is that better?
Yeah.
Is that more clarified? Okay. All right. Good
Thank
question.
you.
Oh yeah, you're welcome. Great question.
Okay, hi. I was wondering where's Jake, but no. My real question is,
I knew that.
like for car insurance, isn't there like different types of insurance? Like, mom be telling me like there's teen insurance and stuff like that. Like, is that true?
Teen insurance.
Like say a teenager just got a car, like I would have to get my own insurance.
Yeah, okay,
for my
good
mama?
question. Very good question. So in essence, that's half. That's almost 100% the case. So when you get your driver's license, your parents, they technically need to list you as a driver in the household. Okay. If they don't, with State Farm, I can only tell you about State Farm. This may not be with other companies. If they don't list you, then it could potentially cause an issue, or they're going to have to list you as a driver if you have an accident. Now, only reason why a lot of people don't want to add is because your price is going to increase because you're a lot younger, right? So typically it's going to cost more for you to get insurance because more accidents happen with youth than they do us older individuals, typically. So yeah, and I have a 19-year-old, a 21-year-old, and a 27-year-old. So my 19 and 21-year-olds, they're just now getting their own cars and all that stuff. So we have to list them on their own car as that driver. Does that make sense? But if you do not have your own car, and you have to be listed under your parents.
Oh, so
you see,
if you have your own car, you gonna have your own insurance, or like, but if you drive your parents' car, you gonna be under your parents' insurance.
Well, yes and no. So yes, to this degree, yes, because with State Farm, they look at you as a household. So they rate you, or they charge you based on how many drivers you have in the household. Okay. So that's number one. And number two is, if you are a youthful driver and you're a young person driving a specific car all the time, then yes, they're going to want to list you as the primary driver on that car. Does that make sense? But if you don't have your own car, then you're going to be listed as the youthful driver, a young person on their car. And it's going to cause their premium to like shoot through the roof. And they're not going to like that very much. Does that answer your question, Amaya? Okay.
Yeah, it does.
All right, cool. Very good question.
What's your favorite part about your job?
I think it's really being a resource for people that call in and ask questions that they would not have known about their insurance. I'm located in the South Shore area, so I feel like this office is a resource for the community to call in and get proper insurance, great conversation, great and excellent service and products. So what I enjoy most is just being a staple in the community, being able to provide people with the proper coverage that they need and the information, because information is key, right? So provide them with the information that is needed for them to have the proper coverage for whatever happens. You never want to get that call, hey, this happened to me and I don't have the coverage. You know what I mean? So you always want to be educating people. So that's what's most gratifying for me.
How does life insurance work, like under your parents? Because is there an age that you can't be under your parents no more or something like that?
There is. Great question, actually. So I'll talk about the children's term rider first. And I know you all are older, so I'm not calling you a child, but I am saying if you are under the age of 25, you can under the age of 17, you can potentially be listed as a rider under your parents, right? And then that rider provides you with protection under their policy, okay? So, and that will carry you up to age 25. All right, does that make sense so far? And at 25, though, they'll need to get their own policy for you if they have it. So what I recommend for customers is, if you can afford to get the young person their own policy at whatever age, get them their own policy. It's okay to have a rider because they're cheaper, but it may not be the best thing for the long term. Do y'all get what I'm saying? So it's not going to carry them beyond 25. And, hopefully we're all blessed to live beyond those years, and you're going to still need it.
Mm.
Okay. So does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great question. And then the other piece to that is, every child that's born, you want to get life insurance on them as soon as they're born. That's the cheapest, that's the least expensive, but you also can begin to earn cash value within those policies. And so that's the other side of life insurance that a lot of people don't know, is that they earn cash value that you can access. It's called living benefits, right? Now, you don't want to necessarily pull on that money all the time because you want it to grow, but we do have policies that earn that cash value so that you can pull from it in the event of emergency, or maybe it's time you've had it for since you were 2 and now you're 20 something and you've got X amount of dollars in there and you need it for your first car. Boom, you can go pull it. You see what I mean? So it can come in handy in specific circumstances. Great questions. Y'all on top of it. Great questions.
All right, Mr. Sims, thank you for your time. Did you have any final remarks? And we're going to start wrapping it up.
No problem. No, I don't. I just am very proud of you all for being so attentive and on point with what you're doing. Be encouraged. Do not be discouraged by any mountain that stands in front of you, any sort of opposition. Be encouraged. Be laser focused. Any distractions, destroy your distractions. That's my theme for this last couple of weeks. Is any distractions that's pulling you away from you reaching your ultimate goal. I don't care who it is. Separate yourself from them. It may not be a permanent separation. It may just be a temporary separation. But separate yourself enough so you can regain your focus. That's all. I'll end with that. I appreciate you all for having me, though, and I look forward to the next one.